What's up, YouTube? Team Movies here. Since today is the birthday of late Hollywood actor Philip Seymour Hoffman, I decided to do my 10 favorite Philip Seymour Hoffman movies because he's been in some really great stuff, and he passed away way too soon. And he's an Oscar-winning actor. He's been in lots of Oscar-caliber films, and so I decided to do a list that to dedicate to him and all. So that being said, here's my 10 favorite Hoffman movies. All right. Coming in at number 10 is going to be 25th Hour. The film takes place in New York City in the days following the September 11th attacks, and so Monty Brogan, played by Ed Norton, he ends up being convicted, for drugs and all, and so he's about to serve a 70-year prison sentence. So during his final hours of freedom. During his final hours of freedom are devoted to hang out to jail and all, because before he hangs out with his friends, he's about to go to jail and all because he ends up being convicted of a drug dealing crime. So his buddies here are played by Phil Seymour Hoffman and Barry Pepper, who of course Barry Pepper is in that new movie Crawl. And here you got Phil Seymour Hoffman, who's, I want to say, the best guy here. I mean, Hoffman's character is a childhood friend, and so he pretty much is also a high school teacher who ends up having the hots for one of his students or not, and so his role's pretty much polarizing and kind of his role is kind of perverted and all. But Phil Seymour Hoffman was still pretty good here. I thought he gave a really great performance. He had great chemistry with Ed Norton and Pepper and all.
So you all leave my school.
And yeah, it was also directed by Spike Lee, who did a cool job at directing this. I mean, if you guys never seen 25th Hour, I mean, it's a really good movie about friendship. The guy has pretty much 25th hours before before he goes to jail and all. So the film takes place way before 25th hours, and it's a really good one. It's if you guys haven't actually it's been a while since I've seen this movie, but if you guys haven't seen 25th Hour yet, go check it out. It's a pretty good one. Gotta rewatch it again though. All right, coming in at number 9 is going to be Doubt. Now, in the movie 25th Hour, Phil Seymour Hoffman plays in 25th Hour. Hoffman plays pretty much like a teacher of sorts, who ends up having the hots for one of his students. Well, this time around in the movie Doubt, he ends up having he plays a priest who ends up having he ends up having the hots for one of his other students. And this time in Doubt, and so they're so you got a fellow nun played by Amy Adams who's trying to tell the lead sister played by Meryl Streep about Father Flynn's ways and all that. And you also got Viola Davis, who also plays a fellow nun here. Really good film. I mean, the movie takes place in 1964. The film is based on a play, which I've never seen the play, to be honest with you. And it has really good performances by Hoffman, by Meryl Streep. I mean, come on, she's a goddess. Who doesn't love Meryl Streep? Viola Davis was pretty good in this. Really great movie, great performances. It scored lots of Oscar nominations. I know Hoffman scored one. I'm pretty sure Meryl Streep scored one. I mean, if Meryl Streep is in your movie, guarantee you she's going to get an Oscar nomination. Of course, Amy Adams, scored one. I believe Viola Davis scored one too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's a really decent one. I mean, it's a little it's slow paced. Yeah, it's pretty slow, but it's still a pretty good film. If you guys haven't seen Doubt yet, go check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. All right. Coming in at number 8 is going to be a movie called The Savages. Now, this film stars Laura Linney as a character named Wendy Savage, who's a struggling playwright who has like little to do with her brother John, played by Phil Seymour Hoffman, who's also like a college professor and author. So the siblings must like find a way to work together when their like father, named Lenny, played by Phil Bosco, slides into sanity, and they like must and they also must try to get him to a nursing home and all that. I mean, Phil Seymour Hoffman and Laura Linney, them as sister and brother duo, were pretty believable. I mean, it was pretty cool seeing them play off each other. They had really good chemistry for one another. I mean, if you guys haven't seen The Savages, it's a pretty good little film. I mean, it has some really dark humor. It's like it's pretty much about the function of family. Like it's pretty funny. It's serious at time when it wants to be. Really good film. I mean, it's directed by Tamara Jenkins, who just directed that movie, Private Life. She did a pretty good job at directing this. I mean, if you guys haven't seen The Savages, check it out. It's a pretty good little film. All right, coming in at number 7 is going to be Paul Thomas Anderson's Punch Drunk Love. Now the film. Now this is a very different film. That's and especially a different performance from Adam Sandler. And in this, Adam Sandler plays like this supply business owner named Barry Egan, who's pretty much a timid and shy man by this potion, and so he's pretty much leading a lonely and uneventful life, and he also gets pretty angry at times. Like he punches lots of stuff, and it's it's directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who did a pretty good job at directing this, and you know Hoffman's character in this, he plays like a character named Dean Trumbo, who's like a Utah mattress salesman who like runs a extortion racket on selling on. So like he also to also make money. He uses like a fake phone sex line to gain credit card details from lonely men. And one of the men is of course played by is pretty much played by Adam Sandler, who does not take that well. So he kind of really wants to beat the living hell out of Hoffman's character, and they have a really interesting argument. It, I thought both Phil Seymour Hoffman and Adam Sandler, they were both magnificent in this, and it's a really good film about love. It's a good film about anger issues. Yeah, I mean, it's of course a Paul Thomas Anderson movie with Phil Seymour Hoffman. I mean, those two work together pretty perfectly, and all. But if you guys never had a chance to check out Punch Drunk Love, it's a nice little film. All right, coming in at number 6 is going to be Moneyball. Now, I of course talked about this in my best Brad Pitt films, and it's a it's pretty much it's also one of Phil Seymour Hoffman's best work. Like in it, Phil Seymour Hoffman plays the character of Art Howe, who's like the manager of the Oakland Athletics, and he was like before he was like a former professional football a professional baseball player, and he was a coach and a scout, and now he's like a manager who like pretty much appeared in like the major league baseballs and all. But now he's like a manager for the Oakland Athletics and all. And you got Brad Pitt as the character of Billy Bean, who of course is the who also ends up becoming the general manager of the Oaklands and all. And so like of course he assembles a nice baseball team and to get some great money for the baseball group. It's pretty good. Like Brad Pitt was great. Jonah Hill was amazing. You also had Robin Wright she was great in this. You even had Chris Pratt in this. Really good little film, man. I mean, it's directed by Bennett Miller, who also have worked with Phil Seymour Hoffman before. But yeah, Moneyball is a pretty good little baseball film. I mean, it's also based on a book, not to mention, and it's really good. Like if you guys haven't seen Moneyball yet, go check that one out. All right, coming in at number 5 is going to be Mission Impossible 3. Now, the Mission Impossible franchise has had a great slew of villains, but I gotta say, my favorite villain out of the Mission Impossible franchise has got to be Phil Seymour Hoffman. I just really liked his villain role in this. Like in it, he plays like a international broker of arms and information. And so like he's pretty much one of the ruthless villains in the Mission Impossible universe. And so like Ethan Hunt wants to like try to track him down and pretty much defeat him and all that. And yeah, I think Phil Seymour Hoffman's he's probably he's my favorite villain out of the Mission Impossible franchise. He was great in this. I thought he gave a pretty good performance. Like I really liked his interaction with Tom Cruise, who of course worked together on Magnolia, and all. And yeah, Mission Impossible 3 is I don't know if it's probably my favorite out of the franchise, but I still really quite enjoyed it. Like if you guys never seen Mission Impossible 3 yet, it's a pretty good one. And Philip Seymour Hoffman's villain role really makes it worth it. All right, coming in at number 4 will be the Big Lebowski. Now, there's lots of great characters in the Big Lebowski, and I admit, Philip Seymour Hoffman's role isn't as big as, let's say, John Goodman's role or anything like that, but it was a pretty still decent role, and it's a pretty memorable role. Like in it, Hoffman plays a standout as Brent, who of course is one of like Lebowski's lapdog, who like is a fast talker and so like he manages to accomplish almost insanity and like he and so like he's also trying to be an actor as well and it's not really that big of a role. Like he doesn't have he does have that big of a part in this, but he's pretty good. Like I thought he gave a pretty decent performance. Really liked his interaction with Jeff Bridges. I mean, their interaction was pretty good together. I mean, if you guys haven't seen The Big Lebowski yet, directed by the Coen Brothers, awesome film. I mean, really great one. And but like, it has maybe some of the best cast members I've seen in a film. And I mean, whether you talk like not just Jeff Bridges or John Goodman, like whether you talk about whether you talk about Julianne Moore or John Turturro. I mean, some pretty good cast members were in this, and Phil Seymour Hoffman was a standout here. So, all right, coming in at number 3 is going to be Cameron Crowe's Almost Famous. Now here, in the film, Hoffman, plays like a local DJ who like the Ben in this looks up to and he does a pretty good job at playing the DJ. And of course, you got Patrick Fuga as one of the youngsters in this who's trying to start a band with a group of young folks. And it's a pretty good film. It has some pretty good music. I mean, Phil Seymour Hoffman as a DJ, that was kind of believable to watch. Cameron Crowe did a good job at directing. Really good film with some great, like I said, great music, great performances, a great coming of age tale. Go check out Almost Famous. All right, my number 2 favorite Phil Seymour Hoffman movie will be Boogie Nights. Now, in this, Phil Seymour Hoffman, plays the character of Scotty J, and it was actually Hoffman's breakout performance, and he actually ends up having the hots for Mark Wahlberg's character. And Phil Seymour Hoffman was, I mean, this movie was, of course, also directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, and this is actually my, and anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, Phil Seymour Hoffman I thought was terrific. I really liked his interaction with Mark Wahlberg. Of course, he also had Julianne Moore in this. He had a few other good. He also had some other good cast members in this. I mean, Boogie Nights is of course about the porn industry of the 1970s, and yeah, pretty good film. I mean, it's probably my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson flick. Great performance all around. I mean, if you guys never seen Boogie Nights by now, it's a really all right. Now, my favorite Phil Seymour Hoffman movie of all time is going to another Bennett Miller movie, and that is Capote, where Phil Seymour Hoffman plays famed New York City novelist Truman Capote. I mean, such a really magnificent film. I mean, I believe this is a movie that won Phil Seymour Hoffman his first ever Oscar, and it's definitely his best performance. I mean, he looked very unrecognizable. I literally almost keep forgetting that was Phil Seymour Hoffman because they really made him look so much like the original Truman Capote. And of course, it was also directed by Bennett Miller, who did Moneyball, and he also did Foxcatcher. You also got you also had Catherine Keener as Harper Lee. You also had Clifton Cotton Jr. in this. Really good, really good cast members. I mean, good performances by Hoffman, and yeah, this definitely is his best work in my opinion. I mean, if you guys never seen Capote by now, do yourself a favor, watch Capote. It's a really great one, and to me, it's definitely his best work. But that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 10, 25th Hour. 9, Doubt. 8, The Savages. 7, Punch Drunk Love. 6, Moneyball. 5, Mission Impossible 3. 4, The Big Lebowski. 3, Almost Famous. 2, Boogie Nights. 1, Capote. Now, he's been in loads of other, notable films over the years. Let me go for his credit. Alright. His other credits includes The Master, also Paul Thomas Anderson. He was in the last two Hunger Games movies. Twister. Uh, Along Came Polly, he was great in. The Talented Mr. Ripley. Scent of a Woman. Synecdoche, New York. Magnolia, which was also directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Pirate Radio. Happiness. Red Dragon, he was in. Patch Adams with Robert Williams. Jack Goes Boating. God's Pocket. The Eyes of March. Cold Mountain. Hard 8 he was in. He was in some really great stuff. But let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite Phil Seymour Hoffman movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is C Movies. Sign off.